Hey my friends, it's your boy Bana, and welcome to another episode of Try Bonsai. Today, my friends, it is Sunday. I'm not entirely sure what day it is, but it's Sunday. It's a very wet Sunday. The rain has been falling basically all night and all morning. It has only stopped recently, and with that, I said, well, I'm gonna come outside and do some work, do a little bit of work. So, what we have happening today, as I would have mentioned in my last video, the rain has been doing its marvelous work, and a lot of my trees, even the ones that I pruned recently or would have pruned recently, are all healthy in growth and overgrown in many ways. So I'm going to take my time this morning and do a bit of work on some trees right in my immediate area, and I may include one or two others based on time. So with that, let me show you what I have, what I'm going to work on, and yeah, let me just go. So starting off with this tree that is in your immediate view. This is a Brazilian ironwood. This has been with me for some time. It was an old area that had a serious bit of tapering issues that I had to address, and it has a little bit of shari going down here. I'm not sure if you could see it good with the lighting. I guess you could see it better there. And I would have removed items to try to correct that that bit of swelling there. And so far we're coming along nicely. And this is it holistically as I draw back the camera. So what I want to do today is to prune it back to compact its growth. It has a nice angle to it. I like it. And it has nice character. Now, granted, this part of the trunk is slightly shaped. It's a little bit on the straight side, but it has a curve to it. It has a really nice curve to it. So we're going to do some work on this. Right next to it is another ironwood. And this, I'm going to prune this back in. Now, you may not be seeing it as nicely as I would like because they have a lot of trees around. Next to it, I have my Salacaria forest that I did. And as I bring them up onto the table to work on them, you'll get to see them better. Behind here is a Ficus Triangularis, a small leaf Triangularis that I'm going to do a bit of pruning on. And I know I'm threatening to repot these for quite some time, and I didn't get around to it, but I need to do it. I need to get a pot for it though. Pots. And behind here is Water Jasmine, and this is kind of styled in an African style. So when we get it, you're going to see them better. Now, as I said in the last video, I'm not going to be doing much talking. I'm just going to sit, do the work, and we're going to look at them after. So you're going to get the before and then basically the after, right? As I mentioned, what I'm going to do is to give them a prune, giving them that directional pruning, applying the directional pruning techniques to these. As you all know, my trees are primarily clip and grow. I do use wire every now and again, but that's not my go-to. My go-to is the clip and grow style. So let us get to it. All right, my friends. So several things happened. I went to lunch. Before I went to lunch, my phone died. Well, it was running very, very low on charge, so I needed to charge it and whatnot. But coming back, this is what I eventually did. It went from having a full head of hair, a full canopy of leaves, to being totally bald. And with this move, I was able to prune back a number of branches. Let me give you a top view. So I was able to give it some really good pruning towards better branch direction and building of a better canopy eventually. Now it's still going to remain in that African style, but this, as I sit back down, is much better. Yeah, so I have other trees. I'm going to tackle as many as I can today because during the week it has been tough. So we're going on. All right, so next up is this twin trunk Water Jasmine. This has been doing quite well. I think the last time I worked on this, I defoliated partially or defoliated, and I pruned back a number of the branches. And what is happening is that because of the defoliation, I got a lot more branches to work with. So I don't know if I'm going to do the same defoliation technique again on this now, or if I'm just going to prune back to compact the growth a bit more. But while I'm thinking about that, first things first, let me show you what is happening. Then I'm going to clean up the weeds and then we're going to get to work. So let me show you what is happening with this. So bringing you in closer, as you can see, the weeds are doing nicely. And it has a nice spread of roots. Now, one of the things that I need to work on is getting a bit more connectivity to the soil. It's a little bit, if you notice, if I go in a little bit closer, now the lighting is not so good, but if I get in a little bit closer, right, you could see where there are roots coming down and the base is up here. The soil has met it, but some of it washed away, and what you have here is a lot of nice exposed roots. But I want to get those roots laying down comfortably on the soil to get that spread. You know, if I'm making sense. I might be making any kind of sense, but say what. Anyways, to compensate for the soil not totally meeting, you're seeing a lot of new roots shooting down from the base of the tree, which speaks to the resilience of this particular species. Really nice species to work with. So from that, now going up into the canopy, and I have to step back because it is pretty wide. And let me give you a top view of it. As you can see, it is pretty widespread. So the thing is to bring back in that canopy to about here and vice versa on the other side. Right? And trying to do this without running out of sunlight because it is already 5 o'clock in the afternoon here in Trinidad and Tobago. So quick is the word. Let's go. Now another thing that I have to that I was thinking about is repotting this guy into a pot with a little bit more depth, because I am sure these roots have filled this pot to capacity. Because I've seen, you could see roots running all on top. And somewhere around, right, around here, look, you could see roots running around the side. And I know you can't necessarily see. Zoom in a bit. Roots running along the side here and running all on top. This is a root that I'm picking up here. So the thing is, I think it wants, this is a nice pot, but I think it wants something a little bit wider and with a little bit more depth. Because not that I want it to grow any taller, that is not it. But I want for the twin trunks to thicken up nicely, and I want to be able to countersink this tree to where these roots are just above the soil, just slightly above or resting on the soil comfortably, rather than being so exposed. What I'm going to do, what I'm going to do is to prune back all the long extending bits. Obviously exercising the clip and grow method and the directional pruning technique. And then when that is done, then I will ascertain whether or not I need to do more in-depth, as in, should I defoliate or should I just, can it remain like that and give me what I want, continue giving me what I want. Yeah, so that is the happening. So let me get to some pruning. So I've done some pruning with one side, and as you can see, it has opened up quite a bit, quite a lot of opening spaces now, so that sun could properly penetrate. Now you could look at this versus this side, and you can see the vast difference. So I'm going to do the same thing on this side now, and when we come back, we're going to look at what the finished tree looks like. I don't think that I need to defoliate it. Nope. I will just do some pruning, and there's a lot of excitement and cheering and whatnot in the air because today is the World Cup finals. Unfortunately, I don't. Sorry, I rarely watch football. I much prefer do what I'm doing now. Anyways, get into this side now, and then we'll come back and take a look at it. Yep. Alright, so I'm finished with this one, and I've cleared out quite a bit from the relevant canopies, and as I'm going around, you could get a clear view through the tree now, rather than the cluttered bunch of branches that it had just a short while ago. And my neighbor's TV screen, I don't know if you're all hearing it, but my neighbor's TV is loud and the commentators. It's a miraculous thing these fellas and them do get a heart attack. The way how they shout, wow, the excitement is way too much. Anyways, back to what I am doing. So this is the tree, it's in its entirety. Yeah. Now, as per usual, like, subscribe, click that like button, it helps. Subscribe if you haven't. Comment, drop those comments, let me know what you think about what I'm doing. And let me know if when I do these videos with multiple trees, and obviously you're seeing them in a much faster pace, let me know if this is okay or if you would prefer if I were to do a tree at a time and talk through my process. Now, granted, one of the reasons why I do it like this is because when I have a lot of work to do, because I have a normal 8 to 4 just like a number of people, and I have a lot of responsibilities otherwise. So it is a little bit tough to do what I need to do with regards to trees and shoot videos and do recordings and that kind of thing. So it's a bit tough. But you all are my, according to how we just say it here, my riding partners. And if you all would prefer that I go more in depth in terms of explaining every single cut that I make and why I cut this and so forth, that is what I'll do. So let me know in the comments what you all think. Let me know what you prefer and let us strike a bargain in between the two, because it had to be good for me and you. So all right, that's enough talk. Let me look to get another tree and let's see what is happening. Okay, so I think this is the final guy that I'm going to do today. This acacia tree that I pruned just the other day, my friends. Well, I just pruned this and look at the growth. Look at this. I mean, I'm not vexed. I'm not upset because, this is what you call a nice healthy tree. It doing what it's supposed to do. Or doing what it wants to do, which is grow and grow vigorously. So, with that said, let us prune this all the way back. And let's see what's happening. But I am going to be part of two workshops coming up quite soon. Another workshop at Samurai Restaurant. And I'm going to be doing a workshop alongside my pal, my riding Zulia, Andel, Trini Bonsai Yard at Green Bed. And they are located in Freeport, Trinidad. So for those of you who are located in Trinidad and Tobago and are interested in coming to a beginner workshop, even if you're not a beginner and you want to come, you're welcome to come, because we could always alter what we do to suit you in particular, based on the questions that you may ask us. But one at Samurai Restaurant on the 28th of this month, which is next week, and the other one on the 2nd of August in Freeport. So we're going to put those flyers up on the video for those who are interested, and you could always, and I'll put the contact information for you to book your tickets and whatnot. Come on out. It's gonna be fun. Yeah. So with this, my friends, I'm going to prune it back, and I'm also going to remove some dead bits, and I'm trying to be as cautious as possible because the thorns and this, look at this thorn. The thorn is this long. That long. That is the length of a thorn. I don't want to get caught in this at all. No siree. And as I'm saying that and I'm doing this, I get grace already. I get grace. I ain't get the full wrath of the thorn as yet. So the thing is, what am I going to do with this particular style? It's already leaning. It's already going off into a windswept. So I think I want to encourage that continuous flow, that, according to Nigel, that harmonious flow into this windswept style. And again, another tree that is being done via the clip and grow style. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to prune back to leaves facing in directions that I want the next branch to go in, or the probability of the branch going in that, the new branch going in that direction is high, because the rule of thumb is that behind each leaf node is a dormant bud. So this is applicable for the clip and grow process. Behind each leaf node is a dormant bud. So if you have a leaf pointing this way and you want the next branch to go in this direction, you prune back to just above this leaf, leaving a bit of room for dieback, which should allow for the dormant bud behind this leaf to activate and shoot out a branch in the direction that you want. So there is that. So I'm going to do the pruning now. As I said, we're going into a windswept style. It's already in the windswept kind of a style, so it's really and truly to compact the growth and allow it to create something of a canopy type situation over this area here. And to create more of a three-dimensional look, because the last time I pointed it out, we don't have any growth coming out on this side. So what I want to do is to prune back the branches, certain branches with leaves facing this side, so it will shoot growth over to give it a more three-dimensional look. Yeah, so as I have it in this orientation, I'm already seeing a leaf pointing out this way. So I'm going to prune back right here, leaving a bit of room for dieback. And I have to be very cautious, as I said, because of the thorns, on how I dispose. I'm talking to you, you're not seeing me, but I'm bringing my bucket with all my trash closer. So I prune this branch. I prune back this branch to this leaf that is going out this way, which should encourage a branch to go this way, so that we're going to start that process of creating a more 3D type situation. So where this branch is concerned, because this is already leaning on this side, I will prune to a branch facing forward in that way. So I have a branch, I have a leaf here, I say in branch, but I have a leaf going out here. So I'm going to take it back to this point here. As I said, leaving a bit of room for dieback. And I'm going to rest it down, because if I were to stop to do all of the branches, it's going to take up a lot of time. So here now the thing is, I don't want to create a canopy that is too high. That is why I'm pruning back quite low down. And what I also want to do is to decrease the nodes between the leaves, which is the space between each leaf, right? So, and what would help with that is this tree getting more sunlight, because the nodes elongate when the tree is searching for sun, when it's not getting that direct sunlight. So I have here a branch, a leaf, keep saying branch, a leaf coming out this way. So I'm going to prune back to this point here, taking that off. So I have this, if you look at this individual branch, you have one coming up here. It comes up here and all the branches are staggered and creating a nice kind of a symmetry happening. Take that off. This wood is very hard. And I need to clean that up a bit, but I will do that after. So that is it for this one branch or part of this trunk line. So I'm going to do the same with all of the others, and then we're going to come back and take a look at it. Yeah? All right. Okay, so I finished. I finished. And again, I don't know why I'm starting from the bottom, because I ain't do nothing to the roots. But I did some pruning, and I did a little bit of work on some of these dead branches, trying to create that kind of dead branch kind of a situation. I'll have to get a tool to do a little bit more carving on this to make it look a little bit better, especially this one, because I don't want to interfere with the roots too much or disturb the roots too much. But I'm going around, so you're seeing the tree from the back, and I pruned quite a bit. And as I said, all the branches on this side, I pruned the leaves facing out this way, So the possibility of a branch coming out this way so that we could bring in that three-dimensional kind of shape would be nice. Now there's another option, and I'll mention that option shortly. I prune back all of these long extending bits that I have to cut up and dispose of nice and neat, because I don't want to be injured. Right, and I'm working this camera and turning this turntable. So you have this side, and this is it. This, look at branches I took off, and the length of these branches. Look at them thorns now. There's problems. That is problems. And from all the other work that I did, the bucket is basically filled, and I have to do a big cleanup. So there is the Water Jasmine, the twin trunk that I did. This is the Acacia. Right next to it, the Ficus Triangularis, the defoliated Water Jasmine. I did not interfere with this because I pruned this just the other day, and looking at it, I don't need to interfere with it again right now. And the two ironwood trees, and let me come down so you could kind of see them. Yeah. So these are the two ironwood trees right next to each other, and they're looking decent and ready to grow again. So we're going to give everybody a good dose of fertilizer and say my goodbyes for the day. Now, before I do that, I just want to show you one quick little thing. Remember, I planted some seeds the other day. I had some seeds that I caught in my butter container. These are the sapodilla seeds. They are going well. Something has been eating a leaf. I have not seen any of the other seeds coming out, but there is a seedling here. And I have to go back to the video to figure out which seed is this that's coming out here. Now I'm holding hopes very high for it. I'm holding hopes very, very high for it. But that is it for today, my friends. That is it. And as I end on my birds, they are doing well. You know the usual. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. Treat people how you want to be treated. And remember that our planet, our climate is our responsibility. We have an opportunity to change it for the better. If not for ourselves, let's do it for the future generations. Lying down there is the last baby that came out, and I took out the nesting box because I don't want the pair to overdo it, and the mother to not be well or die because of overbreeding. Yeah, so that is it, my friends, and I will see you all soon. Take care. Bye.